What's going on, people? It's your man D. Carr. It's been a long time since I've done a video for Who Asked You, D. Carr, but I've been hearing a lot of stuff, a lot of quote-unquote pundits, and I just had to say something. Before I get into it, shout out to my man D. Shout out to my man Ken. Just a shout out to everybody that I know who I'm cool with. Don't forget to subscribe. The subscription button on YouTube. Whenever a new video comes up, you'll be the first to get it. And I don't want to make this too long. I just want to get right into it because, as I like to say, there's a lot of street scholars. They got their own theories of why what's happening is happening. And I'm looking at CNN right now, and it's talking about, the coronavirus is affecting African American people at a higher clip than everybody else. And I'm like, well, damn. Anyway, that's something else to get more information on before I even make a video about that. But that's literally what they showed on CNN just now. Tomorrow will be a month that I went to London. Was supposed to go to Paris, but didn't go. Anyway, went to London, had a relatively good time. I didn't see anybody wearing masks with the exception of Asian people when I went there. But other than that, everything was pretty much, the experience was pretty good. That Wednesday night, because London is 4 hours ahead of New York, so it had to be about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm awaking out of my sleep to be told that, oh, if you don't get out of here, you're going to have to stay here for 30 days. And I'm like, yo, it's nothing I can do about that right now. I'm asleep. Don't call me, bother me. I'm sleeping. There's nothing I can do about that. If I'm here for 30 days, I'm here for 30 days. Just what it is. Fortunately for me, I was coming back that Friday anyway. On the 13th, I was coming back home anyway. So this is the thing I don't like about people in general, but especially black people, because we get part of the information and don't tell everything. Because the person who told me that, they just told me, oh, we're going to be stuck here for 30 days. But they neglected to tell me the fact that, oh, well, Trump said there's an order that's going into place 12 o'clock on Friday, which means the 13th transitioning into March 14th, that if you're not here, you're going to be stuck where they're banning flights. At that time, the only flights that weren't banned were from the UK. And no sooner than that plane landed on that Friday the 13th, they said they were imposing a ban on even flights coming from the UK. Okay, so, but I wasn't worried about it anyway. All right, so now, come back, and the only thing I had to contend with was jet lag. I didn't sleep that well when I was over there because I was jet lagged when I got over there. I'm still trying to keep up with what's going on the East Coast, but going to sleep, on the East Coast, but going to sleep, via European time, and it just was hard to catch up. So when I got back, I had to adjust my body to being back home because now I'm trying to keep up with what's going on over there, and I was jet lagged. But to make a long story short, I was good. I didn't have any ill effects, nothing like that. I went right back to work that Monday, which was, I think it was, am I correct, the 16th or whatever. They didn't have no problem. Then, when I got back, I want to say there were 122 cases of the coronavirus in New York. And initially, I may have my location wrong, but it was either New Rochelle or Rochester, New York, was where the first case was recorded in New York State. All right. All of a sudden, it was 122 cases on that Friday. By that Monday, it turned to something like 952 cases. By that Wednesday, it was 4,000 cases of the coronavirus in New York. I'm like, well, damn. Now, I'm like, well, if this allegedly began in China, and it was said to be because they were eating dogs and cats and stuff like that, bats. Now, how the first recorded thing in the United States, I think it was in Washington State, near Seattle, not actually in Seattle, but near Seattle somewhere, was the first recorded case of it in the United States. How was it, or how is it that it was spreading so fast? And what was crazy, I was supposed to go to Paris, and I didn't go because it was a ban. Because for whatever reason, Paris and Italy were affected the most. And it was like, if you went to Paris or Italy or what have you, you coming in, you'd have had to stay in London regardless, as if Trump had implemented that thing anyway. You'd have had to stay in London 30 days, and then you couldn't go back. It would be on your own dime. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, damn, how is this thing spreading? How is this thing spreading? Now, brings me to my part where I have this thing. If you say something to me that you think you know, but it's not actually the truth, that's just your opinion. And your opinion means nothing to me if it's not based in truth. All it is just your opinion. That's it. That's what you think. It's not actual fact, and I know it not to be a fact. That's just your opinion. I said all that to say this. Now, got a lot of dudes. It's a few dudes I respect. And then some dudes is what I like to call street scholars. These dudes never had the interest in going to school. They didn't finish high school in some cases. Barely finished high school, but everybody's an authority. Everybody worked for NASA. Everybody has some kind of, I don't know, conspiracy theory as to why it's 5G. Okay. Now, I do remember, I think I got my first cell phone in 1998, 99, something like that. I think I was working at Hot 97 when I got it. All right. Matter of fact, that was when I got my first cell phone in 1998. Now, I got my second cell phone in 2001. And it was right after 9/11. And I said, I wonder, let me see something. And I just text, and it went through to the person I was texting. So I said, oh, snap, so you could text. And then they started hitting you in the head with the, oh, we're going to charge you per text. Because at first, that was free. It was free. Because not many people knew you could text. But it was free. And then as people started finding out, then they started hitting you in the head with, we're going to charge you per text, whatever. And then they made these plans, and then that's when all the data plans came up. But there was 1G, 2G, 3G. Currently, most people are using 4G. I know everybody is not using 5G. Now, as it relates to this coronavirus, if you told me, as with the other G's, that there was an influx of cancer cases, or whatever the case may be, or people getting throat cancer, or they're finding tumors on their brain, or I'd be all for that. But, and a guy at my job tried to explain to me that, oh, the 5G is not like the regular the other G's that's coming from the satellites. Okay. How do you know that? What paperwork did you have that I just let them talk? I'm like, oh, word? that's what's happening. All right, okay, all right. I need paperwork. I need paperwork because the last time I checked, and I could be wrong, but I thought all of these things were like broadbands, radio waves. That's what I thought. And each one helps you to, like 3G was to help you, especially because not every company was able to do it. Because I know I was with AT&T for the longest time, and I know Sprint, you couldn't be on the phone and go on the internet at the same time or Google at the same time. I think AT&T and Verizon were the first two to do it. AT&T being the first. Um, I don't know about that. Um, I don't think you could do that with Boost Mobile. Um, what's that other thing that originated in Atlanta? And I think T-Mobile took over it now. Metro PCS. I know you couldn't do it on them bullshit ass phones. I know you couldn't do it. But my point is that with each of these things, they, like some dude told me yesterday, another dude told me yesterday, yeah, man, that's why the kids is out of school because they setting up these damn towers and they don't want to kill the kids, so they shut down the school. I'm like, word, that's what happened. So I'm like, I might be I might be blatantly dismissing certain. I am. I'm just gonna keep it all the way 100. I don't want to hear nothing that none of y'all got to say about 5G. If you don't have paperwork, because I don't work for NASA and I don't pretend to know everything, but I think I'm smart enough to use common sense and it just doesn't make sense. Now I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not just going to outright 100% say, you're dumb, you're stupid. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look at it. There's a better chance of it being a zombie apocalypse as opposed to it being a 5G situation. Because I'm like, if that's the case, then wouldn't everybody be affected? Like, all at one time? Like, wouldn't people be dropping like flies? And like, if this was the case and it started in China, and let's take out of the equation that it wasn't what they were eating, all right? Because Chinese people, and I don't care who watches this video and say, well, that's racist or this and that. It's not racist, okay? It's not being against Asian people, because if you lived in New York, like I've lived in New York, if you ever went to Canal Street, especially back in the day, they used to have those things hanging right there in the restaurant so you could see what it is you was about to go in there and eat. So don't tell me nothing about, oh, you being disrespectful or you being anti-Asian. I don't want to hear none of that. Because the truth, first of all, stereotypes are built on the truth. That's number one. And number two, it's a fact. But like I told one of my boys the other day when we was having this discussion, I said, well, if they was eating that stuff before and it wasn't killing them before, and they've been eating it for years, why now? And at the same time, and it was really a rhetorical question, and I can answer that question for you. Because if you black and you watching this video right now, you know your grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother, everybody who ever fried fish or chicken, after they used up that damn Crisco can full of Crisco or whatever, they used to take that fish grease or that chicken grease and put it right back in that little empty thing and leave it right there on the stove. So the next time they wanted to do that, they used that same grease. Well, in 1985, when they started shooting the pigs up and chickens and cows with steroids and antibiotics and this and that and the other, that's why that whole farm-aid thing started happening, because they started mutating the damn vegetables and the animals and stuff. And that's why, if you're still practicing that in 2020, you're going to get cancer. It's just no other way around it. You can't, what you did in 1973, you can't do in 2020. So like I said, even if it is a situation where they were eating these things and it was created through the animal, with common sense dictate, well, if I was eating dog in 83. I can't do that now. I can't do that now because they evolve. Things evolve. So now I haven't heard a scientist. I haven't heard a scientist say yet. I'm watching Dr. Sanjay Gupta right now, and I haven't heard him say in the 3 weeks that I've been watching this every morning, every afternoon, not one time that this is from 5G. Not one time. Now it might be, but I haven't heard anybody official say that. But the only thing that makes me say, or even give the slightest idea that it could be, and it's very slight, is the other day I saw Anderson Cooper and Dr. Sanjay Gupta defer to Bill Gates about this whole coronavirus. I'm like, well, whoa, hold up. Aren't you a doctor? Like, you're an authority. Bill Gates, he's a computer guy. Like, why are you all deferring to him? Like, and it was like really into him, like he had the answers. Then I read yesterday that he's donating so many billions of dollars for a vaccine, for like research. Like, well, if he's and I want to say a few years ago he predicted something like this would happen. So now if that is the case, if I'm thinking about it logically, let's say for instance he does, he does know this, but it wouldn't behoove him to say this, because if he's donating all this money for vaccine research to come up with a vaccine, then it would probably hurt his bottom line. And then people are saying, well, he's invested in all these different pharmaceutical companies and this and that and the other. So, it raises questions. I'm not going to totally dismiss the 5G thing, but honestly speaking, I need paperwork. You just can't come out the blue and just tell me, yo, boom, boom, boom. And it's a lot of people doing that. You just cannot. No. First of all, I need proof. Second of all, especially some of these dudes, and I know a lot of y'all get your information from Facebook. Well, let me just say this for you right now, because maybe you're not being too damn bright. If I remember correctly, in 2016, this guy named Donald Trump, he won the election because Russia bought fake ads on Facebook to help him win the election. So you can't use Facebook as a credible source, all right? Social media in general, you can't use that as a credible source. If you're not telling me you got your information from Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, I don't know, New York Times, LA Times, and then you gotta take all of that information with a grain of salt. But you definitely can't tell me nothing about what you heard on or saw on Facebook, because most of that is fake. I'll go on a record and say 99% of that is fake. But I know a lot of y'all, social media is it for you. You know what I'm saying? So you believe what you believe. I'm like, and that's fine. I had a friend of mine send me some text last night, and I had to correct him today. He sent me some food. Let me see, because hopefully I didn't delete it. Let me see. He sent me something. Oh yeah, in Israel, no death from COVID-19. The cure for the COVID-19 virus, or the way to eliminate it, was achieved. Information comes from Israel. This virus. See, I already know this is fake. Did not cause any death. The recipe is simple. Lemon and bicarbonate. Really? Mix and drink as hot tea every afternoon. The action of this lemon with hot baking soda immediately kills the virus, completely eliminates from the body. These two components alkalize the immune system, since when night falls, the system becomes acidic and defense is lower. So when he sent this to me last night, I didn't really read it because I didn't want to pay no attention to it. But me and my boy, we was talking, so I looked at it and I read it. And I said, yo, let me Google this. Well, Israel has 9,006 cases confirmed in their country. 683 people have actually recovered and 60 people have died. So I sent that, I said, that information that you got was wrong. Oh yeah, he sent me back. Oh yeah, I had to get the correct information. I'm like, yeah, because you probably got you sent somebody else that text and they told you, no, that's not right. And then I'm like, sometimes I just let people talk because I don't have time to debate with you, and I really don't. And it just made me look at it. Let me look at some other numbers. Damn. New York City's largest single day increase in deaths. Worldwide, as of today, it'll be different tomorrow. Worldwide, there's 1,413,415 confirmed cases in the world. 298,389 people have recovered. 81,200 people have actually died. In the United States, we're at 285,000 confirmed cases. 21,368 people have recovered, and 12,627 people have died. So I'm like, going back to this 5G thing. If it's 5G, wouldn't it affect it if I'm to go by what the dude at my job told me? Oh, it's coming from the satellites. So if it's coming from if the 5G is being transmitted through the satellites that are out in space, and if I go by the hood scholar who told me, oh, that's why all the kids getting all the schools closed down because they building them over there by the schools. If that's the case, wouldn't everybody be getting sick all at the same time? Now, somebody gonna say, well, no, it doesn't actually work. Well, if I'm listening to your theory, yeah, it kind of does, or it should work like that. So I'm like, yo, I've come to the conclusion that maybe or may not be. This is what I think. I think part of this is man. I think part of it is biblical. And then there's that gray area in the middle. It's not for me to question. I don't know why what's happening is happening. I just know it's happening. Now, I don't know how many of you all know the Bible. I don't know what you know about the rapture. But if you believe in God and you believe in the Bible and you do believe that some of these things are biblical, then you know there's a part in Revelations where it says that there will be a time, the time will come where you will be, and I'm not quoting it right, so don't hit me in my head, or that's not what it says. I'm telling you, these are layman's terms. I'm not quoting it word for word. But there will be a time when you are just walking and talking with your loved one or your friend or whatever, and they will just disappear. There will be a man who is charismatic, and everyone will see him as good, but he's really the Antichrist. Well, a lot of you blacks who've been talking about Trump going to die, he going to get killed, and this and that, he going to get impeached. Well, he's been impeached, but he's still in office. In the last year, I've been saying, I don't give a damn about Donald Trump. I didn't vote for him. I voted for that disrespectful white woman who was very disrespectful to Obama when she was running against him when she thought he didn't have a chance to win. And everything that she did with him, she did with Trump. Instead of focusing on the issues, that's why Trump won. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Trump is about to finish out his thing. Trump he did everything he could to lose the election. See, he gave her what is that they call it in golf? A mulligan. He gave her a mulligan. They said the man was grabbing women's crotches. He did any of the things that he did. If Obama had done that, Obama wouldn't have made it a 1 week. He wouldn't have made it 1 week in the Democratic election, on the Democratic side anyway. But Trump has proven that he can do anything, he can say anything, and if he believes it, then that's all that matters. I don't care one way or the other if he win again or if he don't, because as far as I'm concerned, all these presidents suck. My life has been the same with each president dating back to, what's his name? Ford. And my earliest memory of any president was Jimmy Carter. So it didn't, nothing really, I wasn't in bad shape, wasn't in good shape. It just is what it is. I think all politicians are liars. I think the day that the United States elects a woman as a president, that woman is going to show you how you take care of your people. And when I say your people, she is going to take care. If you think things are hectic right now in this quote unquote Me Too movement, where a man can't say nothing to a woman, he can't say nothing about Jewish people, he can't say nothing about gay people. It's like, even if you're telling the truth and you say it as soft as you possibly can, you're violating, you're anti-something. So, but a woman is going to show you, especially the woman who is educated, she's going to benefit so much from a woman president. And shit, a black man probably end up going back into slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. She's going to show you how what I believe Obama could have done in his second term, because I'm saying what he could have done in his second term, I get it. That first 4 years, you're just trying to get in the door. You're just trying to straighten up stuff. But how is it that you created, I can't say too much about Trump because I really don't give a damn about Trump. But how is it Trump is doing whatever he want to do? And people going to remember Trump. They might not remember him as the best president, but they're going to remember him like, yo, he did and said what he wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that Obama did, it had to benefit everybody else. But he did create 3 immigration laws. You know what I'm saying? He did that. He created 3 laws for the gay and lesbian community. You know what I'm saying? And if you think I'm wrong, then Google Dr. Umar Johnson, and he will explain it more eloquently than I will about the laws that he created. But the only thing he created for black people was the health law, and that shit was harming us too, because I know in 2016, because when I quit my job, I had health insurance until December, but I didn't know that. So when it was time to file my taxes, I filed my taxes in February or whatever the case may be, and they took my whole damn federal check because they said I didn't have health insurance. I was like, what? So yeah, I say thanks, Obama, punk ass. Anyway, getting back on the top, like I said, Trump is glad that something like this happened because he thinking, yo, this gonna help me get reelected. But I don't know. All I will simply say, especially if you live in New York State, I think everybody everywhere need to comply and do this whole, because you don't know. You don't know if it's airborne, which to some degree it has to be airborne. The coronavirus, it has to be airborne to some degree. And but what I will say is follow the guidelines that in your state, but especially in some place like New York, because now it's getting warmer. Think about them idiots that was in Florida not too long ago for spring break. Well, I'm not going to let the coronavirus stop me from doing what I'm doing. I'm going to live my life. And now there's a whole bunch of them dudes that's damn near dead because they was living their life. You know what I'm saying? Then you got this idiot in Georgia, the governor in Georgia, talking about yesterday, he's about to reopen the beaches. For what? For what? What are you doing that for? Then I seen some idiots outside my job yesterday blasting music, you know what I'm saying? Congregating, passing weed, smoke. I'm like, yo. And they live in a homeless shelter, all right? I work in a homeless shelter. I'm a case manager at a homeless shelter. And everybody's just like chilling, like, so I'm thinking, well, it wasn't really a bad winter this year. So they claim that the heat will kill the coronavirus. That's what you hope. But it won't kill it if people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And let it be another 70-degree day here. Or wait until it turns 70, 75. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to be paying attention because they don't want to be in the street. You know, they don't want to do what they want to do. And some idiot in New Jersey last weekend was charging people. He was having a coronavirus party. It was something like 50 or 60 people at the party. There was a house party at that. They barbecuing. This is just last weekend, barbecuing, having a good old time. Till police rolled through there and started arresting people. And the person who had the party, he was charged with $500, a $500 fine. I'm like, you're going to have more of that as it gets warmer. You're going to have more of that. People are going to do that because they're not going to adhere to what they need to adhere to. And it's just sad. They say these next 2 weeks are going to be hectic. I don't know how they come to that determination. Somebody told me it's based on the numbers of what happened in China and this and that. I'm like, yeah, all right. Okay, well, good luck with that. All I will say, I was social distancing before social distancing was a thing. You just can't be in my personal space. You definitely can't touch me unless I want to be touched. And most of the times I don't want to be touched. Don't touch me. Don't play me too close. If I'm on a train and it's mad space over there, like a dude did this to me today. I'm like, yo, son, it's mad room over there. Why are you standing next to me? It's mad empty over there. But he was getting off the train at the next stop. But he had walked past me, went to the other end, and then comes back. I don't even want to say what I wanted to do to him, but because I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I'd have done it, but I'd be locked up. But my point is, people just adhere to what it is you need to adhere to, and be safe. And if you feel the slightest sickness or whatever, go get yourself checked out. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and be aware. And I want to say this in New York. I gotta find the video again. I saw it on World Star or something. But people are out here setting up fake white tents and charging people $250 to do a fake test. You know what I'm saying? Like on the COVID thing. So if you didn't, I know in New York, if you want to make an appointment and you know where to go, you have to call 311 to make an appointment. So please do that. Don't be gullible unless somebody tell you they're doing coronavirus testing and they're charging this amount of money, because that's a scam. And people, especially in times of need, people will show their worst selves. And this is a perfect example of people being jackasses and taking advantage of people when, if anything, we should be uplifting and helping each other. The next video I make, I'm going to start doing this from time to time. Since I'm starting the videos back again, I'm going to tell you what the next topic is going to be about. Now, the next video is going to be about how do you date in a post-COVID-19 virus world. How do you do that? How do you go about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it's crazy right now. How do you, hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? Do you need my medical records? Because I'm going to keep it all the way 100 and then I'm going to stop. Because if I meet you and you think I'm cute, I think you're cute, you're going to give me your medical history. First time we link up, I want to see it. I want to see everything. I want to see it. It don't even matter if we stay together or not. Just the fact that I got to be around you. and you should want something. You as a woman should want something like that. And you as a man, stop thinking with your little head, think with your big head and be like, yo, you know what, that makes sense. Because nothing is going to be the same once this thing is over. And I predict, this is my prediction, things are going to get worse as it gets warmer. That's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be right or wrong. It's just my opinion and what I think. Don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe, and this is your man D. Carr, and I'm out.